Hey y'all, and welcome back to Dangerously Delicious Barbecue. My name is Laura Parsons, and today I am going to be showcasing a meal on the Recteq Matador. Before we begin, a couple of things that I like about the Matador is that it is absolutely versatile. You can cook anything from stir fry to fried foods like onion rings or fried pickles or fried chicken, or you can do, I've done a couple of different pasta dishes on the Matador. I mean, the possibilities are absolutely endless. So, and then also if you own the Bullseye and you don't want to cook on the Matador base, you can actually put the Matador, this part of it, the tray or the bowl, I guess is what it's called. You can actually put that on the Matador or on the Bullseye and actually use the Matador pan on the Bullseye. So there's a couple of different things, and I've actually used my Matador base to do some canning. I just put a big water bath canner on top of it, and I allow the heat to boil the water, and I put my cans down in there so it's, gives a tight seal. So there's all kinds of different things that you can do with the Matador. It's not just for stir fry. So today I'm actually going to be making the Recteq recipe version of shepherd's pie. I love a good shepherd's pie, and I've made shepherd's pie in the past, but I've never tried the Recteq version. I am, however, going to switch it up a little bit. As you can see over here, these are the ingredients. I'm going to use beef instead of lamb, just because I'm not a real big fan of lamb. And then the kids don't like onions and celery, so I guess instead of onions and celery, I'm just going to go ahead and use green beans and corn and peas are actually part of it. Green beans and corn in place of those two vegetables. So I'm going to go ahead and get my Matador lit, and I'll be back to show you how everything works. All right, so to start off the shepherd's pie, we're going to go ahead and brown some ground beef right here on the Matador. And really nice. Another nice thing about the Matador is it comes with these two utensils, which are super nice quality, very heavy duty, and also a little hanger. So when you're not using one of them, you can actually hang the utensils right next to it for easy use. So basically, you're going to cook on this like you do any pot or pan on top of your stove. And I have this set to medium-high heat so the hamburger doesn't burn. So you get an idea of how it cooks. As soon as I get the rest of this meat all browned, I'll be back. All right, now that all of our meat is browned, we're going to go ahead and add the garlic, the minced garlic, the spices, and the tomato paste. And one thing I didn't mention was the recipe that's on the Recteq website, it's got like 5 pounds of meat, so it's for a really big party. So I just kind of did my own math and tried to figure out with as best as I could, and downsized it to 2 pounds of meat. So go ahead and mix this up, and smells delicious. One other thing I forgot to mention about the Matador is the new one actually has 2 burners. So the inner ring and the outer ring, there's 2 different rings, and you can cook with both. You can cook with one, you can cook with the other. It doesn't matter. It just depends on how much heat you need. So there's, again, more versatility as far as, you know, how much heat that the Matador gives off. All right, so next I'm gonna go ahead and add my chicken stock and my Worcestershire sauce. And I'm gonna go ahead and mix this up real good. And you want to let this cook until all of the juices have pretty much evaporated. So you're only going to be left behind with the taste, the flavor of the juices that you add. You're going to let that simmer and cook off, and I'll be back with the rest of the recipe. All right, so now it's time to add the red cooking wine. I used cooking wine. It said red wine on the recipe. I wasn't sure if it was like an actual from a bottle of wine or if it was red cooking wine. I'm just going to use red cooking wine because that's what I have on hand today. You add that, and it's going to be the same as the Worcestershire sauce and the chicken stock. You're just going to let this cook and simmer until all of the liquid has evaporated off. And then we'll be ready for our final step of adding the veggies. So as soon as that is ready, we'll be back.
Hey guys, I am the videographer of my mom's page. So I would love it if you guys went and subscribed to my channel. And I do like lifestyle vlogging and daily videos. So please go and subscribe to my channel. It is Daniela Thorpe, Daniella, and then a space Thorpe. Go subscribe to me, please. I'm the videographer.
All right, now that all of the wine has evaporated in the meat, I went ahead and added all of the vegetables. And like I said before, mentioned before, I didn't add the onions and the celery because the kids don't like it, so I added green beans and corn instead. So this is what the filling of the shepherd's pie is looking like so far. I'm going to let these vegetables get tender, and then I'll be back to show you how we put it together. All right, now our filling for our pie is complete on the Matador. So I brought it inside. I just scooped it out using the spatula that I used to do the meat and stir everything while I was cooking it. To scoop everything into this pan, which is a 9.5 by 13 inch pan. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the topping on it, which is mashed potatoes. And you just go ahead and pour them on there. And then use the spatula to spread it around as like your pie topping. And I'll be honest with you, I cheated tonight because I wanted to get it done. Had a reasonable time, so I actually bought the Bob Evans mashed potatoes that you can get at like Walmart or Kroger or any grocery store near you. It's usually over by like the meat and stuff. And they are just as good as homemade potatoes. And they're super easy if you're in a pinch for time. And once I get this all spread on, I could pop this in the oven if I wanted to at 350 degrees for 30 minutes, but what fun would that be? So we're actually going to preheat, which I have preheating now, my Recteq Trailblazer to 350 degrees. You want to treat whenever you bake anything in your oven, if you want to do it on the grill, you treat your grill just as you would your oven. So I have my grill preheating as I speak to the 350 degrees. And as soon as it's done preheating, I'm going to pop this bad boy in there. And I'm going to cook it for 30 minutes, just like I would if I was baking it in my oven. So I'm going to go ahead and get this on the oven, and in the Recteq. And as soon as I get it on there, I'll be back. All right, so our oven is preheated to 350 degrees. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in here, just right on the shelf or the grill grates. And I am going to close the lid. And I'll let that cook for 30 minutes. And as soon as it's done, we'll be back. Oh, all right, our shepherd's pie is all done. Let's go take a look. Oh, yummy. Check that out, y'all. Done to perfection. We're gonna bring it in here and we're gonna let it set for about 10 minutes to cool off and harden up. And then I will be back to cut it so you can see what the inside looks like. All right, everybody, let's see how this bad boy turned out. This is the first time I've made shepherd's pie on the Recteq. It smells amazing. And I think I'm gonna try to take it from here because it'll be easier with the spatula to get closer to the edge. Smells so good. Looks amazing. I'm sure it'll taste just as good. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in again to Dangerously Delicious Barbecue. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below.